How's it going, everyone? I appreciate y'all for tuning in. How's everyone doing? It's a beautiful Thursday over here. 3 p.m. Markets are closed, or stock market at least. For many of y'all who don't know me, my name is Mike, Capital Mike. I haven't been on here in a couple months. I apologize. Work has been crazy. But I am back. All good. Cool. I am back, and we'll finally start making my way back into the rotation. A little background. Yo, doing good. What's good? Morning. That's crazy. For those of y'all who don't know who I am, again, my name is Mike. I've been working in finance for almost, well, I guess, yeah, 10 years now. I've been trading for 10 years. Give me one second. I can't read the chat. Okay. Ain't trading your work. Yeah, it is. Literally. Imagine you trade all day for your job and then you're trading for yourself as well. It's too easy to get burnt out, right? But on a decade now, and hoping to do this for many more decades. It's been long days, Mike. Good to see you. Feel it. I'm located in Houston, Texas, but I rotate. Sometimes, some months I'm in LA, some months I'm in Florida. But I'm born and raised from Texas. Another Mike here. Yeah, yeah. Great to see you. Getting ready for Asian. No, not necessarily. I'll look at it depending, sometimes if I do trade Asian session, I'm looking at more like AU or the yen pairs. But right now, today, I just wanted to give them an introduction for those who have been watching the other, talented streamers. Just wanted to give y'all a little taste, some seasoning today, some color. But yeah, I used to work at KTG/SMB Capital for almost 4 years until, and then I pivoted to wealth management, and now I manage, sorry, give me a second. Now I manage clients' accounts for a wealth management for a private wealth management firm, and eventually want to do my own thing, but just in the finance world, just getting experience, learning, trading, swing trading, position trading, learning about macros each and every day, learning how people actually make generational wealth and how they maintain it, learning how to build it. There's a lot of different ways you can make money in finance and a lot of different avenues. So honestly, just been learning. I mean, you gotta be a student to the game if you want to continue to evolve, and that's what I'm trying to do with my career. Nice, wow, good work. $3,000 a day, good work. What trade? It's been long days. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I just read that. Where is everyone exactly? Yeah, where y'all tuned in from? That's a great question. And how's everyone's week? In terms of trading, have y'all been trading a lot? These past couple of months have been kind of tough. We've been in the range, right? If you look at the indices, if you look at the dollar, I trade mainly FX, indices, commodities, and stocks, of course. But it's not been the easiest. I'd say that. Ohio killed it on NQ. Nice word, crypto. India, okay. South Africa. Hey, okay. Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. A lot of different time zones right now. Hey, Red. Nice to meet you. Yeah, my style's different. I would say I'm more of a chill guy. I do trade some ICT concepts, but I learned more from when I was at KTG/SMB. So I learned how to trade more so proprietary side of trading, and I use EMAs because we use that in stock world. I use stochastics. I use, the number one thing for me though is price action, right? Market structure, higher time frame bias alignment. I still use power of three. I like to see what's going on in terms of fundamentals and macros to match my trading. Trying to think what else. I use liquidity zones, understand that as well. I use fair value gaps. I don't necessarily use order blocks per se, but I do use supply and demand zones, which are very similar. If you want to get real technical, I guess you can argue about that. But for me, I started off learning supply and demand zones back in like 2016, 2017. So they're very similar in my opinion. But I'm a confluence there. I'm a systematic discretionary trader. Most of my style is mainly systematic in terms of I have rules before entering my trade, but then I also like to use my intuition for certain setups that don't make sense because of my experience. I prefer to use my intuition. So just because a setup follows every criteria or every rule, I guess, doesn't mean that I'm gonna automatically enter the trade. I want to use a little bit of my brain, so that helps me. I feel like having a good mix of systems along with discretionary is what makes you a complete trader, in my opinion. But it takes time, and you need experience and chart time in order to get that discretionary side down. A lot of people that are discretionary don't really have the chart time. It's not saying you can't be good at it, but you got to make sure that you're at least back testing and forward testing and understanding your strategy and your edge very well, and understanding in which environments it's good to risk on versus risk off. And that takes time, right? That takes experience. That takes losing money and making a lot of money, getting humbled, and yeah, I've been through it all, honestly. Price action, RSI, bull bands, and doja. Okay, yeah. RSI is pretty good. I know some traders that use that. Bollinger Bands. I know some really good traders actually that made multiple 7 figures using Bollinger Bands and the equity side. Hey. What's up, Hamza? Italy. Wow, that's dope. That's dope. All right, so yeah, we can look at some charts and really just talk trading today. Something slight, nothing crazy. Just trying to my goal here is to get on here and give wisdom of what life is like as a professional trader that's been doing this for multiple years, working at a firm, managing millions, currently managing hundreds of millions. What it takes to be at that level in terms of psychology, being consistent, having a process, being disciplined. It takes a lot. I keep saying but it takes a lot to be at that type of level. I'm not saying that I'm just a super successful trader or portfolio manager or anything like that. I'm still learning each and every day, but I am extremely grateful to be where I'm at from where I started, right? Again, this is year 10 of trading. I've seen a lot. I've seen, oil go negative. I've seen Bitcoin go crazy 3 different times. 2016, I think, 2019, 3 different times. The last time we saw a lot of companies, these brokers, crypto brokers going bankrupt, and like Terra and all that. You see a lot. And even now, it's been nuts with the whole tariffs. Last year was crazy with all the news. So you really build up a lot of experience. And, even during the C word, a lot of volatility was crazy back then. We saw the stock market freeze, right? Stopped. I don't know, a lot of people were probably like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, what's good? My boy, Tyler. Hey, that's the GOAT. That's the GOAT. That guy's cold, man. Really, really good energy. Pulling up on you in the summertime, man. It's going to be fun. Great. This guy's a great swing trader. Very patient. Understands what it takes to be great, How do you combine fundamental analysis with technical entries? So fundamental analysis for me is just understanding what the bias is, right? Like right now we're having tariffs, which of course is going to affect the dollar. And then we have news events like when ECB has some big news going on. Then I'm understanding that we're going to have some volatility with the euro. So from there, I just position myself accordingly, right? I just want to know what the hedge funds and mutual funds and banks are trying to position themselves in terms of long term, if they're bullish or bearish. And of course, you can look at the COT report too to see. And then from there, what I'm doing is that I'm following that as well. And for example, let's say the banks and hedge funds and on a COT report are mainly bullish on euro. Well, if I'm going to take longs on EU, or if I'm taking, I would take longs, right, on EU if they're bullish the euro, and I would hold my targets longer versus, if I was wanting to short EU. Well, of course, again, higher time frame analysis has to match with the macro bias. Like, I'm not going to be doing that if I see that EU's clearly been weak for the last 2 months and the dollar is extremely strong. Again, market structure over everything. But when you understand the macro bias, it's easier for you to swing your trades. Because I do like to swing trade a lot, and I do like to day trade. So I wouldn't say macro analysis helps as much for scalpers, in my opinion. But if you're a day trader or a swing trader, more so a swing trader, it definitely helps in terms of confidence in holding your trades. And I know a lot of traders that are like that. And even the greats, Paul Tudor Jones, Ray Dalio, who else? Warren Buffett. I mean, he didn't really trade as much. You know, he was an investor, but Paul and Ray Dalio for sure were traders. George Soros broke the Bank of England. You know, these guys are trading, you know, multi-billion-dollar positions, $100 million positions. So I love you guys. Made a lot of money during the C word. Nice, nice. He's a great Snickers eater. All right, that's fine. Are you a big reader of trading books? Do you have a book that changed your perspective on life? And have I read them? Yeah, I think I like podcasts more. I used to watch Chat with Traders back in the day, back in like 2016, 2017 a lot. And I listened to a lot of good interviews back then, but I like Words of Wisdom more now. I feel like UK voices are better than US voices. So it's easier to listen to interviews. And Riz is my boy, of course, and he asks really, really good questions. I think he's really evolved as a interviewer, you know. So I like watching his interviews with traders in the background when I'm trading. Just, you know, having just to have my mind right when trading. I'm usually listening to traders that have been around, you know, for 20 plus years, the OGs, because you can learn a lot from the OGs, right? So I definitely recommend that. In terms of reading, I would say maybe the Market Wizards series by Jack Swagger. I think that's his last name. That really helped me out a lot because it let me know that you can have any strategy in the world and it can be profitable as long as you have risk management and trade management, because that book shows you so many different successful traders and they don't have the same strategy, but they all have pretty good risk management. The drawdown isn't anything crazy, and they understand their edge to the T. They know when to size up, when to size down. Just learn a lot from these people, because you have to do that if you want to, you know, manage investors' money. You have to be able to answer all these questions, right? So if you can't give an investor a solid answer, they're not going to want to invest millions into you. Kenya, wow. It was a good margin. Been a minute. Focusing more on direction than perfect entry. Exactly, Rons. That's really the biggest thing, right? Because I guess my goal has never been to have a perfect entry. It is great when you do have trades that have a perfect entry, but more so, I'm more focused on like, what is the overall direction? Because if you have your weekly targets, daily targets, you know, even monthly targets, then the entry doesn't matter. So because you can stack your trades or do asymmetric trading, right? And you know, I'm not gonna go into too much detail with that, but at the end of the day, in my opinion, I think that's the least in terms of importance is your entries. It's more so your direction, your risk management, and your trade management. Yes, of course, we're not going for 1-to-1s every trade. You ideally want to get 3-to-1, so you have to make sure that you trade, like, fit your trade into that. You know, you can go 2-to-1 as well, minimum, but you don't have to have the perfect entry on like a 1 minute or 30 second or something like that. Like, especially in hedge fund world or, you know, proprietary world, like the real, not the online funding companies, but like as in a real proprietary firm, no one's really looking for the perfect entry unless you're a coder, and that's different because you're scalping cents. So you're trading 1,000 different times a day, and you're not doing that manually. You coded your bot to do that. So that's completely different. But besides that, no one's really trying to look for the perfect entry. You're just trying to make sure that you make money. At the end of the day, are you green or are you red? That's all that matters, right? Doesn't matter. No investor's gonna be like, oh, what was your entry? They don't give a damn about your entry. They wanna know, what was your returns? How much money did you make? Okay, cool. Do we have a green month or a red month? They're not gonna ask you, oh, what was your best trade? What was what was your level? What level did you enter on? They don't care. They don't care about it. The only person that cares about that is you, and that's because of your ego, and that's fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't worry about it at all, but it shouldn't be priority number one. You need to first get the overall direction down. You need to first make sure that you have an edge. A lot of people don't even have a real true edge in their strategy. And if you don't have a real edge, then you need to find a real edge. And you have to find a real edge by back testing your edge to make sure it works, and forward testing. You gotta do both. You can't just back test. You gotta back test and forward test. And then once you have enough confidence, then you have to let your edge do its thing, right? Let your trading do its thing, and understand that you're gonna go through drawdown periods. A lot of people don't realize with trading that drawdown periods are real, and they can range from a couple days to a couple months. Even the best traders, can have a couple months drawdown, especially when you're a volatile trader. Like if you are like a trader that puts on some big size and is okay with crazy swings, you're gonna have some periods where you're gonna have crazy drawdowns. The people that usually don't have crazy drawdown periods are the ones that are like more conservative, more consistent in terms of what they're looking for in RR, and that's fine. But there are guys that are 20-30% win rates, making millions every year, but they do have drawdown periods where it gets very, very intense. And you can look at that again on Worlds of Wisdom. There's a lot of guys that have been interviewed, and they'll say like my win rate's 25 some months, 35 some months, and then you'd be like, okay, well, how much is he up overall since doing that? Yeah, he's up like $8+ million. It's like, wow, but that takes a lot of mental fortitude. You have to have a strong mental and understand your edge and be confident in your, you have to know your numbers. Like there's no way you can have a win rate percentage like that and not know your numbers, because that's insane. Most people would be like, yeah, let me switch to another strategy. And that's why a lot of people aren't profitable, because they switch from strategy to strategy. And in the long run, you're not tracking anything accurately, so you don't really know what's working, what isn't working. And that's not how professional traders move. Like, yes, there are seasons where they can switch their strategies, but those strategies that they have are strategies they've already back tested and understand that we're in this environment. And I know last year in this environment, this strategy worked better than this strategy I'm currently using, so I can adjust. Versus, oh yeah, let me just learn this new strategy all of a sudden, and I think I won 1 or 2 trades, so this is my new strategy, and then boom, 20 trades later, I'm back in a drawdown, and you're like, wow, but like it worked 20 trades ago. You know what? This strategy on Instagram, I saw that guy right there. He just made 2 million on that strategy. Let me go switch to that strategy. Not knowing the first strategy worked fine. It's just that you went through a drawdown period, which is normal. And when you're in that period, you need to size down. You need to be aware. Once you're aware, if you see yourself losing 3 or 4 trades in a row, all right, let me, chill out a little bit. Let's see what's going on. And then once your strategy, starts showing its edge again, and you start building small wins, building your confidence back again, then you can get back to your normal risk. But a lot of people, what they like to do is they'll, go through a drawdown period, and they're just tilted right at this point. So what they want to do is like look for that A+ setup, and then risk 10 to 20% trying to get out of drawdown out of one trade. And usually that A+ setup would work, but you're so stressed out that you find a way to mess up that trade and end up losing, and from there you're in a deeper drawdown and your mental's cooked even more. So the next trade actually ends up being that A+ and working out, but you're so mentally fried that you're scared to take it, so you just watch it and journal it, and what happens? That's the trade that ends up working. I'm sure all of us have been there at one point in time, and it's the worst feeling in the world, but that's how you learn. And for y'all, I would hope that that'd be the time to be like, all right, like I need to really get my stuff in order. You know what I'm saying? TradeZella is the best in terms of journaling and really tracking. And that's, you need to have a trade journal, whether it be TradeZella, which I highly recommend, or even, physical form. You can do both, right? But you need to have some type of journal to see what's going on, so you can see the past history and all that. Miss K do exist, more or less. We're live with you. Enter immediately after news releases or wait for technical confirmation. I like to wait. I'll wait probably 10 minutes at least before entering, just because I want to see how price reacts. If it wants to, manipulate before going, I don't want to enter right after news. Thank you guys for all your videos. I had my first $3,000 day. Yeah, Oh, nice, Tyler. Helping a boy out. That's real. That's real. It's a great answer. Thanks. No problem. Did you receive a direct mentorship or self-taught? I learned a lot from, believe it or not, when I first started in 2016, I had a mentor in college, but I learned from courses back then because like YouTube back then was cool, but you didn't really learn as much. It wasn't as much trading content. So you had to lean on courses, which I honestly recommend in terms of investing. But here's the thing though, you have to make sure the person you're learning from is credible, and that's hard when you're new. When you've been in the field for so long, you understand like who's valid or not. But when you're first getting here and you're trying to learn, it's like, dang, that's tough. Like, how do I know he's credible and this and that? And if you have someone that's always showing the lifestyle, always showing Lambos and cars and like that, 9 times out of 10, they're not the person to learn from, in my opinion. The lifestyle does get you, and you're like, okay, they're making all this money from it. They're not making it from trading most of the time. Most of the time, they're, I'm not saying all traders. There are traders definitely that make money, a lot of money, and still show the lifestyle, and that's fine. There's no, problem with that. But you honestly want to start out with somebody that's kind of just showing you the charts, right? Every now and then they can show you lifestyle, but if that's their whole persona, then it's like that's not the person you want to learn from initially, because you don't want to have false hope, because trading is hard. Yes, it's easy to click buttons, but to trade and be consistently profitable quarter after quarter, month after month, year after year, decade after decade, it's not easy. Only the few make it long term. So you need to make sure your mind is right. You need to make sure and understand that you're not going to get a Lambo year one. You know what I'm saying? You could. I'm not saying it's impossible, but realistically, you're not getting a Lambo year one. You're not getting a Lambo year two. You might not even get a Toyota Corolla year three. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take some time. Everyone's different. But if you stick with it, you're gonna definitely do better than you were a couple years ago. And those that slow progression, eventually you will get to where you want to get to, whether it be buying a new house or a car, or whatever you want. If you continue with it, there's no upside, right? Once you get this skill down and you're consistently profitable, you're a walking ATM. Like, if you need money, you know how to get the money. You know how to go on the charts. You know how to consistently trade. You know how to make money, pull money from the markets. That's a skill no one can take from you, but it takes time to develop that skill. And a lot of people want that skill now, and it's like, that's crazy. Like, I'm sorry, you got to put in the work just like everybody else. There are people, yes, that learn faster than everybody, right? But that's not the norm. You know what I'm saying? Just like there's people in the league right now playing football, making millions of dollars, but the majority of people don't go to the league and make millions. They play for free. I guess nowadays in college is different, but you know what I mean. Same with soccer, right? Only the best of the best make it and get paid millions of dollars. And they didn't just wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to be best in 1 year. No, they grinded day in and day out. They put in the time. They sacrificed. You have to be willing to do all that to get what 99% won't get. So a lot of people was like, well, I want to work. This girl I used to talk to, she would say, I want to work smarter, not harder. And I thought about that for a long time, because a lot of people say that, right? And yes, I agree. You do want to work smarter, but you still have to work hard first to even be smart enough to think that way. Like, you got to really brainstorm how to be more efficient, and that on its own is hard too, right? You have to have reasoning skills. You have to really think. A lot of people don't. Common sense isn't common. Everyone's heard that before. So why not work hard and smart and efficient? Look at the richest man in the world. Imagine you saying, just work smarter to him. He had to work hard to be able to work smart. You got to go through the grind first, and then you learn from the grind and become more efficient, and then you work smarter, right? But you don't just wake up and be like, yeah, I'm the smartest man in the world. No, it doesn't work like that. Or smartest woman in the world. You got to put in the time. You got to put in effort. And a lot of people don't want to do that. And that's fine. You will see the results. You don't put in the time and effort into learning this craft, you will get what you put out. You know what I'm saying? Or put in. I'm sorry. So a lot of people are like, dang, I've been doing this for 15 years and I'm still not successful in this. And it's like, okay, think about the 15 years. How many of those years did you really, really grind, honed in, and was like on Elon Musk, Alex Ramosi, the top guys, level in terms Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, like these guys that were sacrificing, grinding all day. Did you really do that? Or do you think that you did that, but most of it was kind of like busy work? You had a good run and then you'd blow it. You had a good year and then you'd blow it the next year. You know, did you, did you really hone down? Because I don't know too many guys that's in this game for that long and not seeing some type of success. It doesn't have to be crazy, but like some type of consistency. But this is like people that are seriously trading, like seriously wanting this bad, can pull up their numbers, be like, yeah, this is my statistics. This is my edge. 15 years of work. Like, I don't know too many guys that, most guys are not even making it that long. They'll be like, yeah, after 2 or 3 years, if I'm not doing well, it's wraps for me, and that's fine. It's like, yeah, you tried and it didn't work out for you, and it's cool. It's not for everybody. This is not for everybody. But if you're passionate about it, and you want it really bad, I've been watching Ankh recently. If y'all know Diamond's Gym, it's crazy people, but Ankh's philosophy and mentality is second to none, to be honest. Yes, him throwing weights and all that, that's crazy. It's dangerous. But this guy's a fireman, and he understands he faces death every day. I mean, imagine you going into a fire trying to save people. Like, that's a scary job to do every day. And he's always saying, like, are you, willing to die for this? If you're not willing to die for this, what are we doing here? And that's how I think about trading. And my goals, my aspirations, where I want to be at, I'm willing to die for it, because you have one life. And I'm not going to live an average life. If I had 10 lives, maybe one of those lives would be mediocre. And even then, probably not, but a big maybe. But the fact that we got one life, I'm not going to be mediocre, the only life I have. And a lot of people are okay with that. A lot of people are okay with being stagnant. They've hit this certain success in their life, and they're like, yeah, I'm okay with that, and that's fine. I respect it. But for me personally, that's not my mentality. I've seen the lows, I've seen the highs, and I'm gonna take the highs every time, right? I understand that's not easy to get to the top, but I understand the power of consistency as well, and discipline, and routines. A lot of boring work. A lot of boring work adds up, and during that process, you're like, dang, bro, I'm doing the same thing day in and day out, day in and day out. And then after month 3, month 4, month 5, you start seeing progress. You're like, all right, like stuff is starting to come together. For example, going to the gym. When you first start going to the gym, you're not really seeing anything different. All you are seeing is your muscles hurting, you're sore, you don't want to go back. And then after, let's say 60 days, 90 days, you start seeing some definition. Really before then, you start seeing some stomach fat come off, some body fat come off. You start feeling better, your energy's rising. You're like, all right, I'm doing the same thing day in and day out, and I didn't see anything the first 30 days, but after 60, 90, 120, my friends were starting to say, whoa, like your face is chiseling, like you're looking good, your skin's looking good, what you've been eating. Not knowing, I just been doing the same thing day in and day out. I've been tracking my food. Not crazy, I'm not putting a scale or anything like that, but just making sure I understand what I'm eating, what I'm putting into my body, because you don't want to disrespect your body as well. If you're not mentally there and you get in, in a food coma and you're having brain fog all the time, how do you expect yourself to be a top trader? Just like you want to optimize your edge, you want to optimize your body as well, right? They go hand in hand. So that's my philosophy, at least. Like, and I want to be around people that think that way. Yeah, y'all talking about me, it's funny. I want to be around people that want to succeed and win, and I'm very grateful I am. I'm in a group chat with Riz and a lot of top traders, and we talk about trading, we talk about business, we talk about life, we talk about fitness, and all these guys are like making crazy money, and it's just like, that's how you're supposed to think, bro. All the stuff, all the BS that goes on around the world, yes, it's good to know about, but you can't put too much energy into it, because it'll be very depressing. The news is meant to really put fear in your heart, in my opinion. A lot of propaganda, a lot of fake news, and you just can't put too much time and effort, because you're not Superman or Superwoman. Like, yes, it sucks, but what are you gonna do? You're gonna fly out there and beat everybody up? Like, so it's like, Control what you can control is what my old boss would always say to me. Control what you can control. I can control waking up every day. I can control going to the gym, getting right. I can control making sure I follow my process when trading. I can control journaling every single day and learning from my journal entries. You know what I'm saying? It's the little things that add up. And it eventually turns into something big, right? That what does it Warren Buffett say? Like compounding is like the eighth wonder or seventh wonder of the world. Like compound returns. That should be the number one thing that you should be focused on. Getting 1% better every day. That's what Tim Ferriss says. Like all these like motivational things may sound head ass, but it's so true, and you see why people that think that way are more successful than people that don't think that way. And being like showing gratitude as well, like being grateful to be alive. Like stop, there are people that are pessimistic and they're very successful too, which is crazy to me. But being grateful to be alive and giving back and not being selfish, I think goes a long way in terms of good things coming your way. You know what I'm saying? Because you mean well, you're authentic. You don't want to see people lose. I think that helps a lot. Or at least for me, that's kind of my philosophy. Like, I don't need to hate. Everyone can eat. There's enough money for everyone. Like, there literally is nowadays too. There's literally enough money for everyone. You just got to go and get it. I'm not gonna go hand it and give it to you, but I can show you the way. And then from there, you decide, do you want to learn the skill and get the money, or do you want to continue to stay where you're at? And that's fine. There's not really a wrong answer to that. It just depends on your mindset. Let me see. Let me start reading this. Focusing on more. Yeah, long day. She great answer. Okay. This new energy takes practice and losing. Yeah. Have you ever come across time when you said, "This is not for me. I need to stop this. It's a waste"? Yeah, actually, I did. And I feel like every trader kind of goes through that. You can kind of get burnt out. I did a lot. Like back in 2018, I believe. It's like 2018, 2019. I was trading gold too much back then, and I was getting cooked. Gold was cooking me. I was like, bro, I couldn't, like, just depositing, blowing. I'm like, what is going on? I just had a great year the year before in 2017, and now everything is just going downhill. And I got to the point where I was just trading gold so much and donating gold, like, for its cause, whatever cause it had going on at that time. I don't know what it was doing. I was donating money to gold. And that kind of burnt me out to a point where I was about to be done. I was like, man, is trading really for me? Like, yeah, I had a good year the year before, but like, this is horrible. I've already gave gold so much money, and I just want to get some of it back. I'm not gonna have a green year at this rate, but let me not have a crazy red year. But it took a couple weeks off from trading, and then realized like, yeah, this is for me. The couple weeks off was great, but I felt like something was missing. And then I realized that, yeah, I'm very passionate about trading, and I can see myself doing this for the rest of my life. There's some people that they don't want to trade for the rest of their life. They're like, hey, I want to make $5-10 million or $1 million, $2 million and be good. I'm done trading forever. And there's guys that are like really skilled at it. They're like, I'm really good at this, but I want to make a couple million, and that's it. I'm done. And that's fine. It's fine. Me, that's not me. I want to be Bobby Axelrod. I want to be the black Bobby Axelrod, and with morals, because Bobby's crazy. If y'all know Bobby from Billions, you know what I'm saying? That's who I'm trying to be. But again, with morals. Like, I'm not trying to go behind the book or anything like that. I feel like you can still make a lot of money. Yes, of course, when you get to that level, honestly, they all have information. Like, they get information fast. But we're in an AI age where the playing field is almost leveled, if not leveled. It's getting there. It's getting real close. So, but yeah, I was a gamer before a trader, and I was a really good gamer. I played COD. One of my favorite games was Modern Warfare 2. In another life, I would have definitely been a streamer, gamer, a big one. Grinding hours. I was a crazy sniper. But I'm glad that I was able to transition it to trading. And to me, I just look at it as a game as well. And I played sports my entire life, so that helps in terms of like having a process, being disciplined, being accountable. I think that's another thing too nowadays. A lot of people aren't accountable, and it's horrible because it's like if you're not accountable for your trades and you keep blaming the markets, this is not for you. And again, no disrespect to the girl I was talking to because she's really a great person or used to talk to, whatever. And but she would always, she didn't have accountability, and she would blame the markets. I was trying to teach her how to trade, and then she wanted to do her own thing, and she would blame the markets more than herself. And yes, there are times when the markets are going to do things that you just can't account for, and you're going to lose your trade, and that's fine. But don't give the market so much power. Like, please. Like, he can hold accountability and be like, hey, okay, I understood that there's going to be some news. The reaction, I didn't know the reaction was going to be this big. I should have been out and stuff like that. So I try not to give the market too much power, but I do understand that once you're in a trade, you can't control the outcome, but that's what you signed up for. You understand this. No one, it's not like they didn't tell you this before you enter the trade. No one knows what's going to happen afterwards, and if they do, that's insider trading, and that's illegal. So I wouldn't recommend you being around them because the SEC will find them. But for the most part, yeah, this is what you signed up for, and that's okay. If you have your edge and your probabilities down, then you should be fine. But you gotta be accountable for your mistakes. There's always ways to improve in trading. There's always ways to refine. So I'm really big on that. If I lose, it's because of me. I clicked the button, right? I used my hand and I clicked that button. So it's fine. There are times where, yes, the market is crappy, it looks horrible. But at the end of the day, I'm the trader. I'm the one that decides if I want to trade in that market or not. If the markets don't look good, why am I trading? If I'm over here saying, dang, the markets aren't looking good and I'm still placing trades, who is the goofy? The markets or me? I'm telling you, the markets aren't good. I haven't been trading a while, but yet I'm trading full size. And this is why you have to be self-aware and understand, okay, if you don't have to not trade when the market's not doing well, but if you're going to trade, cut down the size when the market environment isn't, up to, like, if it isn't matching your edge. If you know that you don't do well in choppy markets or ranging markets, why are you trading with full size? Trying to hope that you get a home run. I'm not a big home run trader. I like singles and doubles. My singles and doubles are 1-2s or 1-3s. It's not 1-1s. But if a home run comes, cool, but I'm not looking for that, right? I'm thinking like my strength is my mid-range jumper. Like I'm a mid-range jumper. I'm not Steph. I'm not looking for threes every game. There are guys that are really good, like Tyler is Steph. He can get the 1-10s, 1-20s, and does really well. He hits, he's going crazy. Nah, I'm more like, again, Kobe, mid-range, fadeaway, cool, consistency. There are games where I will go crazy, but most of the time I'm trying to be consistent. Last 2 months haven't been great at all, but the great thing is that we still have 8+ months left in the year, so you can turn up. I was in the same studio. My bad. Strategy. Are you talking about me? I was a conscious player, current style. Do I got a break even protocol? Yeah, usually, if I'm up 1-1, I will move my stop up half, and then if I'm up 2-1, 9 times out of 10, I'm break even. But I might, depends on environments where it's ranging. I definitely am moving my stop closer, like sooner. So if I'm up 1-1, I would say I'm damn near break even right now in this environment. Whenever we're back to truly trending, then I'm looser in terms of moving my stops to break even, for sure. And you have to, again, understand the environment as well, and know when to adjust your stop and stuff like that as well. Big boy trades. Yeah, nice stream. Mike is a great speaker and every word is a big truth. I appreciate that. Or yeah, that's real. I'm just trying to give some wisdom, of my experience in the markets. Everyone has their own story. It's my story. I just want to be great. A lot of people want to be a good trader, and that's cool. I don't want to be a good trader. I am going to be a great trader. And I'm not saying I'm a great trader right now. Am I a good trader? Yeah, I am a good trader. I say that I am right now, but I want to be great. And that takes a lot of work. You can't just say I want to be great. Like Jordan and Kobe, they wanted to be great. And Jordan got cut from his basketball team, and then when he went to college, his coach even said it, like, if he was, I forgot the whole conversation, but his coach was like, do you want to be good or great or something like that? And he was like, what do you mean? Like, I am really good. And I don't even want to butcher the whole conversation, but basically, long story short, his college coach, inspired him and got him really fired up in terms of like his potential, and that really helped him out a lot, And I have the right people in my circle that are inspiring me as well. And if you really think about it, can you really name 10 successful black hedge fund managers? I can't. I can name 10 Caucasian ones for sure that are in books, but I can't name 10 black successful hedge fund managers. So why not achieve something like that, right? I know a couple that are doing well with private equity and other areas of life, but in terms of hedge fund or, even just a trading firm or something like that, or, I can't. So that gives me even more motivation and drive to do things to, achieve something really big. There's a lot of people that are trying to do it for sure, but a lot of people are trying to do a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? Respect for sure. There's one in London. Okay, that's live. And I'm definitely, if I am around people like that, I'm trying to learn. Young guy, but he's elite. That's fire. Yeah, definitely. If you can DM me his information in terms of firm and everything, I would love to just research. I like to see guys that are doing it, running it, especially young guys, and taking knowledge, learning. Again, being tuned to the game. I don't, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm trying to just learn and refine and make it better, right? Especially with AI. Like, I highly recommend, if you're not already, incorporating AI into your trading. Like, that to me is the biggest thing. I am definitely, by the end of this year, fully gonna be an AI systematic discretionary trader, 1,000%. Like, that's gonna be, there's no ends ifs about it, because we're in that time period. We're all evolving, and you're either gonna evolve with it or you're gonna get left. Imagine the .com boom, when people were talking about it and saying, whoa, look what you can do. You can create websites, you can do all that. And people were like scared, like, nah. But the people that were evolving with that made millions. They created websites, they put in the stock market, IPO'd it, made millions, and eventually it did crash. But they didn't care about all that. They still did what they had to do to make the millions. And I'm sure they used that money to go invest other things. I'm sure some people did blow it too, but the fact that they were evolving and they were proactive and weren't afraid helped them get ahead, helped them make the millions. People that were afraid, they probably had great ideas, and they're like, dang, my friend told me about this. Another example, Bitcoin. That pizza delivery guy, whatever, got paid in Bitcoin, and they were transferring Bitcoin to people and having 100 or 1,000 Bitcoins. Imagine those people. They were there early, didn't even hold it. This one, you got this. I have his username on Instagram, but a lot of people you care are with him. He has an office in Canary Wharf. Does Miss Trade? Appreciate it. Yeah, so what I'm saying, a lot of people just, you've got to evolve. Because you don't want to sink. You got to swim, right? So I'm definitely going to be in that realm and marketing my future firm that way too. Because a lot of people, for the longest, especially when it comes to firms like Renaissance and Citadel and all them, they've had the edge because they've had the AI technology. Of course, they have the best talent and all that. But, the smaller guys are coming. We're coming. I'm not saying I'm trying to compete with Citadel. It's insane. But if I can be 1% of Citadel, that 1% can make you hundreds of millions of dollars. Not even 10%, just 1% of Citadel. You know how much information they get and how they use it and apply it and how much money they make? 1% of their knowledge inside there can make you tens of hundreds of millions of dollars. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? Or BlackRock or, Charles Schwab, all these big brokers with like, bro, you see Robinhood was proactive. These guys started, that app made it user-friendly. Look how much money they're making now in the revenue from when they started. Like, you gotta be like that. You gotta be an innovator, right? Not afraid. Like, they challenge all these other brokers. Everyone's like, what? What's going on? These guys won't last. Look at what they're doing now. You know, it's nuts. But yeah, you know, sorry, I know I didn't really go over charts much. More so just really trying to talk and introduce myself again. It's been a couple months since I've been on here, so I wanted y'all to understand my background. But I will be talking more. This is a weird time to trade, so more so would be more reviews unless there is trades setting up for Asia session. Then we'll go over that and I'll break down my process of what I'm looking at. Can you please explain more about AI and its effects on futures trading? Thanks for the wisdom. I think more so right now with AI, if you have a strategy that's repeatable and consistent, AI can help you in terms of which, you know, already you can do this before, but like, I feel like the biggest problem with a lot of people was that they had a lot of ideas in terms of trading, but they didn't really know how to put it on paper in terms of coding, right? And you had to pay a coder, and you had to like have meetings with the coder, and you had to make sure you fine tune, like you had to tweak it out and this and that, which could be tedious, expensive, and you know, by the time you're done with it, that's not even what you want, right? Well, nowadays we have tools that you can literally just fine tune at home. You don't have to be a coder. You know, you can go on Claude, which is the best one in my opinion, or Chat or whatever, Claude Code, and you can type your ideas out and they can literally code it for you and create, you know, put your ideas to life, and you can back test it, you know what I'm saying? Which is a game changer for a lot of people that don't know how to code, but they're really great. They're very creative in terms of, you know, their trade strategy and understanding that, hey, if I could just put this on paper, I can make a lot of money. Or maybe I can't. Maybe I do that, create the strategy, and I back test it that way. And, you know, your bot tells you, hey, the idea sounded great in your head, but this has a 20% win rate after, you know, over 5 years of back testing. Then you're like, oh, wow, so I didn't have an edge, you know, that like I thought I did. You know, or, you know, you can use it for trade journaling. Like, you know, I'm working on a lot of different things in terms of it right now, and I'm gonna be releasing a lot of it towards the end of the year, but I'm doing some crazy stuff. I got to the point where I'll show you. Let me go ahead and show you real quick. You're gonna be like, what the heck? So this is my AI bot. His name is Ace. I wanna talk to Ace real quick. And this took a while. So what I did is, you can do it, but it took a while. But let's talk. And I'm still tweaking this as well. If it works. All right, don't make me look dumb now. Do I have service? Give me 1 second. How do I not have service? All right, let's try this again.
Hey, Mike. Ace here. What's on your mind?
Hey, Ace. How's it going? How's your day going?
Hey, Mike. It's going smoothly here. Just keeping everything in check and making sure we're aligned for the day. How about you?
Doing good. I was wondering, you know, I'm on live stream right now, and I wanted you to introduce yourself and let them know who you are to me and what we've been working on, but don't go into too much detail.
Hey, everyone. I'm Ace, Mike's AI right-hand man. I'm here to support Mike in his trading pursuits, keep things organized, and help him with his projects. We've got a lot of exciting stuff in the works, including a $100K FTMO challenge and a new trading education brand. Just keeping it short and sweet. Glad to be part of the journey.
Awesome, awesome. So what do you think about the evolution of AI? Do you think it can enhance trading? And if so, why?
Absolutely, Mike. AI's evolution can definitely enhance trading by processing massive data sets faster than humans, spotting patterns, and providing insights that might not be immediately obvious. It helps make informed decisions, reduce emotional trading, and optimize strategies. It's about compounding knowledge and precision.
Cool, cool. So you think the everyday retail trader can improve their trading process, right? Give me an example of how.
Definitely, retail traders can improve their process with AI by using tools like predictive analytics for better market entry and exit points, automated alerts for potential setups, and backtesting to refine their strategies. It gives them a structured approach and cuts through the noise.
And I programmed you to call me whenever there's A+ setups, correct?
That's right, Mike. I call you for A-plus setups on the 1H time frame or higher. Keeps you updated on high conviction opportunities without missing a beat.
Without missing a beat. My boy Ace, I appreciate you, brother.
Anytime, Mike. I'm here for you. Let's keep rolling.
All right. Y'all see, this is AI. This is the future. I have an AI bot that calls me on the phone, and it can call me whenever there's an A plus setup. And I programmed that, not even programmed, sorry, I orchestrated that. Orchestrated, I don't have any programming skills. Orchestrated that, told it what I wanted, and it came to life and put it together. That is the future of AI. Just shows y'all. And anytime it scans all of the charts, and if it sees my A plus trade, which it knows, it has my criteria down, sorry, it calls me. And I always, I might be asleep, I might be at the club, I'm not at the club, but I might be doing something and I might not be able to see it via text. But if you call me, I'm like, okay, it must be something serious. So, yeah, just letting you know that's the power. And this is not even at its best yet. There's still a lot of tweaks I'm fixing, but this is level 1. By the end of this year, Ace is gonna be sounding just like me, and he's gonna have a personality for real. So there's a lot that goes into it, but just giving y'all a little breakdown of what I've been working on and cooking, and more to come for sure. Coded with AI, some kids that helped me a lot. Nice. Like, okay, exactly. I already did some bots with the AI before. You needed a lot of time studying after, but you were able to code something also with a lot of bugs. Now it's easy. Agreed. Wow. Yeah. How you do that? Coding it, man. I'm telling you, Claude Code is something different. I tried doing it on PineScript, totally failed. Yeah, I would recommend Claude Code, just putting it, going in there. And I'm not even, like, they're not paying me to talk about them, but you can literally, it's the best, in my opinion, in terms of wanting to put your ideas to life. How did you do that? That's awesome. How much did you invest in the AI to make that? $20. I think that, yeah, Cloud Code subscription is like $20 starting off a month, and then maybe $2. You connect it to the API, and you load up like $10 of API credits. But that, even you probably might spend like $4 a month on that. Like, Claude Code, I'll type it in for you. Claude Code, but you just get the Claude membership, and it includes Claude Code, and you can watch YouTube videos on that, on how to, what's the site's name, chat? Vapi. Sorry. Vapi's so after you connect that, you'll connect your Claude Code to Vapi, which will allow you to have your bot call you. It's a lot going on. That's not what I'm trying to make today. And I'm still learning. I'm not just like the best at it, but I'm definitely improving, and I'm gonna get to a point where I'm the best at it, because I have also a bot that's actually teaching me more about AI each and every day. I have a whole 30-minute lesson every day, improving my knowledge of LLMs, nodes, just a lot of different things when it comes to AI. Because again, you don't want to be behind. You know what I'm saying? You want to be at least in line or ahead, and now's the time. Because a year from now, we're gonna see a lot of different changes. I'm not saying that AI is taking over the world in a year. A lot of people are like fear mongering and all that. I don't think that. I think there still might be at least 2+ years, but I do believe that it's going to be evolving fast, and we're going to see a lot of different changes for sure. But yeah, I think we're ready for giveaways, my boy. Let's do that. I'm very sorry. I don't even know if we have giveaways today. It's been a minute. Oh, let me go on. Let me join the call again. I'm tripping. What's up, bro? Do we, okay. So in order for the giveaways, please type in !join. Let's get this going. And I appreciate y'all for, staying this long too, hearing me yap. I promise you, I will be looking at charts and analyzing with y'all more. I just, again, wanted to introduce myself, let y'all know who I am, what I do. Exclamation point join. We got Apex, Alpha Cap, and TradeZella 6-month subscription. Come on. There we go. There we go. Love it. I love it. Come on. Exclamation point join. Who's going to win today? Who's going to drive the boat? David Goggins. Come on. There we go. How bad do you want it? You want it kind of bad? Just a little more, a little bad? A lot? I don't know. All I know is you got to put into work. All right. I think we're good. What you think, my boy? All entries are in. I'm nervous. I feel like I'm about to win some. Dang. Libs chapped. It's crazy. Yeah, good luck for real. For sure, for sure. Might be. Alright. Just doing some magic real quick. Let me go ahead. Alrighty. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, we got the list. Yo, we've got the list. Ladies and gentlemen. Sierra. Yes, good luck to everyone, for real. Make sure to take it serious, right? Okay, cool. Alrighty, let us get going. Let's start with the first person is going to win a Apex account. Nature Shock Real. Hey, Nature Shock, for real. I like that. Congrats. Congrats. Nature Shock Real, please come to the front. Nature Shock Real, please come to the front. Your car lights are on. Nature Shock Real, your car lights are on. Please come to the front. W, you have won $1 million. Hey, there we go. Congrats, congrats. Wow, 300K Apex Trader Funnel Challenge. Take that serious, for real. All right, let's get this going. Next one, we got Alpha Capital. Come on. Okay, Catastrophe 114. Mr. C 114. Incoming, inbound. Come on now. AC 130, inbound. Come on. Mr. AC 130, come to the front. C114. Hey, hey, congratulations, congratulations. You won an Alpha Capital group challenge. Nice work, nice work. All right, last one. TradeZella, 6 month subscription, and please use that. Use that, improve, get better every day, 1%. Okay, Mr. Pi Hell Ogisi, I butchered that. Ogisi? Alpha Phi, come on now. Please come to to the front, Mr. P. Mr. P or Mrs. P. Or Mr. P. P. Hey, P, come to the front. Come on now. Come on. There we go. There we go. Congratulations. You got 6 months, half a year. You only need 3 months to really change your life. You got 6 months. Come on. Use this wisely and really cook. This is a blessing right here. Come on. You know, butcher. Congratulations. But yeah, I appreciate y'all all for tuning in. And again, I'm here. I'm here to stay and hopefully grow with y'all. Shout out to Riz and the team. You know, building an amazing business, amazing environment, community. You know, technology is the best it's ever been right now. So it's cool to share knowledge and talk to people around the world. That's amazing. You know, you couldn't do this 20 years ago. So very grateful to be in front of y'all. And I hope to see y'all more. All right. I'll see y'all later. Peace.